What if I told you that the rank you have been chasing for the months isn't actually making you happier? Think about it. You finally hit gold. For a moment, it feels amazing. You take a screenshot, send it to your friends, maybe even post it online. But a day later, gold doesn't feel special anymore. Now you want platinum. You reach platinum, and then it's diamond, it's ascendant, it's immortal, it's radiant. The goal keeps moving, and somehow, no matter how high you climb, it never feels enough. So, why does this happen? Why do so many players stop enjoying the games they once loved the moment they start caring about the rank? I think the answer is simpler than most people realize. We have stopped playing games to have fun, we have started playing games to prove something. And honestly, I don't think this is just a Valorant problem. It's happening everywhere. Counter-Strike, League of Legends, Rocket League, Overwatch, Apex Legends, Rainbow Six Siege, even games that were originally designed to be fun with friends eventually become another competition. Every match becomes a test. Every loss feels personal. Every bad teammate ruins your mood. And suddenly, hobby starts feeling like a job. The strange part is that almost nobody notices when it happens. At first rank it feels exciting. You improve every week, you learn new mechanics, you finally start winning more games. Ranking up feels rewarding because every promotion proves you are getting better. But after a while, something changes. Instead of enjoying the improvement itself, you become obsessed with the number next to your name. That little icon becomes your identity. You stop saying I play Valorant. Instead you say I'm Diamond or I'm only Gold. As if a virtual badge somehow decides how good person you are. And that's where the trap begins. Because once your rank becomes part of your identity, every loss feels like an attack on you, not just your gameplay. Losing isn't just losing a match anymore. It's using your points, losing confidence, losing progress. Sometimes it even feels like you're losing time. You have probably experienced it on yourself. You lose one game, you think, I will play one more. Then you lose again. Now you're angry. So you play again because surely the next match will fix everything. 3 hours later, you have lost even more rating than where you started. You are frustrated, you are tired, and somehow you didn't enjoy a single game. Yet tomorrow, you will probably do it all over again. Why? Because ranked games are incredibly good at convincing us that happiness is always one rank away. If I can just reach platinum, I will finally be satisfied. Then platinum becomes normal, and you start thinking, if I just can hit diamond, then diamond becomes normal too. No matter where you end up, your brain immediately starts looking at the next mountain instead of appreciating the one you just climbed. And before you know it, you're no longer playing because the game is fun. You're playing because you don't want to lose what you have already earned. That's completely different reason. And I think that's one of the biggest problems with modern competitive gaming. So why does this happen? Why can someone reach the rank they have dreamed about for months and still feel empty after a few days later? The answer has less to do with gaming than you might think. It's just how our brains work. Human beings adapt incredibly fast. Think about the first time you unlocked a rare skin, or about your dream gaming setup, or finally reached a rank up you never thought you would reach. Excitement is real, but it doesn't last. Eventually it becomes normal. And once something becomes normal, your brain starts looking for the next thing, the next achievement, the next reward, the next rank. That's why so many players never feel satisfied. Not because they're bad, but because satisfaction was never the finish line. It keeps moving. Let's take Valorant as an example. A silver player dreams about reaching gold. A gold player wants platinum. Platinum player thinks of diamond because he thinks that diamond is where the real players are. Then diamond player becomes ascendant, ascendant chasing immortal, and what about immortal players? Most of them aren't satisfied either because they want Radiant. The funny thing is, if you ask players at every single rank whether they are happy with where they are, you would probably hear the same answer. Not yet, because there is always someone better. Now look at Counter-Strike. People spend hundreds of hours trying to increase their rating. Some finally reach their goal, only to immediately worry about losing it. Instead of celebrating, they become scared. Every match feels like a risk. The higher the climb, the more stressful every game becomes. League of Legends is not different. Players grind all season for rank. They finally reach it. Then they spend the rest of the season desperately trying not to lose it. Does that sound like fun? Sometimes, but not always. And here's the biggest trap of all. The game hasn't changed. Your mindset has. When you first started playing, you probably laughed at silly mistakes. You experimented with different characters. You tried weird strategies because they looked fun. Winning was exciting. Losing wasn't the end of the world. Now compare that to how many people play ranked today. One bad round, someone starts blaming the team. One mistake, the mood changes completely. One loss and suddenly everyone wants to surrender or argue in chat. Some players don't even enjoy winning anymore. They are just relieved they didn't lose. Think about that for a second. Relief has replaced excitement. And I think that's one of the saddest things about competitive gaming. Social media makes it even worse. Every time you look, people are posting their highest ranks, finally hit a motor, reached global elite, top 500 in the world. It's easy to look at those posts and think everyone is improving faster than you, but you almost never see the hundreds of frustrating matches behind that one screenshot. You don't see the losing streaks, the bad days, the burnout. You only see the highlights. And when you compare your everyday experience to someone else's best moment, you will always feel like you're falling behind. That's why so many players stop appreciating their own progress. Instead of asking, am I better than I was last month? They ask, why I'm not as good as this guy? And that's a question with no satisfying answer, because no matter how good you become, there will always someone better. Always. The moment you understand that, something changes. You stop chasing perfection and you start appreciating progress. And that's much healthier reason to keep playing. Not because you need a higher icon next to your name, but because becoming a better player can actually be fun when you stop measuring your worth by rank. Now, before anyone says it, no, I don't think Ranked is ruining gaming. In fact, I think Ranked is one of the best things that ever happened to multiplayer games. Competition gives people a reason to improve. It creates unforgettable moments. It pushes you to learn, adapt, and overcome challenges. Without Ranked, I probably wouldn't have spent hundreds of hours mastering the games I love. So the problem isn't the system. The problem is the relationship we build with it. Rank is supposed to measure your performance. Somewhere along the way, we started letting it measure our self-worth. And those are two very different things. Think about the best players you have ever met. I'm not talking about the highest ranked players. I'm talking about the people who always seem to enjoy the game. The ones who laugh after one bad round. The ones who stay calm during losing streaks. The ones who don't disappear for a week because they lost a promotion match. Most of them have something in common. They understand that improvement takes time. One game doesn't define them. Neither does one rank. Now compare that to someone who is obsessed with climbing. Every match feels like a pressure. Every mistake feels catastrophic. Every teammate becomes either the reason they win or the reason they lose. Instead of asking, what can I do better next round? They're already thinking, I can't lose more of my points. That's when the ranked stop being motivating. It starts becoming exhausting. I think one of the biggest mistakes we have is believing that the next rank will finally make us happy. I think one of the biggest mistakes we make is believing that the next rank will finally make us happy. But what happens when you actually get there? Maybe you're excited for a day, maybe a week, then it becomes normal, and suddenly you're chasing the next badge again. It's a cycle that never really ends, unless you decide to step out of it. For me, the biggest lesson wasn't that rank doesn't matter. It does matter. Winning feels good, improving feels even better. Setting goals is part of makes competitive games exciting, but those goals should add to your enjoyment, not replace it. Because one day, the servers will shut down, the rankings will reset, a new game will come out, and nobody will remember whether you were Diamond, Immortal, Global Elite, or Champion. But you will remember how those games made you feel. You will remember the ridiculous clutches, the late night matches with your friends, the impossible comebacks, the moments where everyone in voice chat couldn't stop laughing. Those are the memories that actually last, not the number next to your name. So the next time you play your ranked match, ask yourself one simple question. If I lost this game, would I still enjoy playing it? If the answer is no, maybe it's time to take a break. Or maybe it's time to remember why you installed the game in the first place. Because the goal was never just to reach a higher rank, the goal was to have fun while becoming better. And I think somewhere along the way a lot of us forgot that. What do you think? Do ranked games make you enjoy gaming more, or have they slowly taken the fun out of it? I would generally love to hear your opinions, so let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing. I make videos about competitive games, gaming psychology, and the thing we don't talk about enough. I hope you find it interesting. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.